I've been diving into modern paganism lately, and it's really intriguing how they view scripture.
Oh, totally fascinating. So, how do they approach it differently?
Well, instead of traditional scripture, they embrace mythology and ancient
Right.
wisdom. It's like they see myths and legends not as literal history, but as symbolic stories that connect deeply with nature and the cycles of life.
That's so interesting. So, myths are more like sacred storytelling for them?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They consider myths from cultures like Greek, Norse, or Celtic traditions as offering spiritual insights and inspiration. It's not about factual accuracy, but the lessons and connections these stories provide.
I see. And nature plays a big role in that, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Nature is considered sacred in modern
Mm-hmm.
paganism. The changing seasons and natural cycles are central to their practices. Myths reflect humanity's relationship with the earth and the cosmos.
So they find spiritual meaning in natural events.
Yeah, it's like they see the divine in the world around them.
Right.
Deities and mythical figures represent archetypes, forces of nature and aspects of human psychology.
Like gods and goddesses symbolizing love, destruction, or transformation.
Exactly. They view these figures as embodying universal themes.
Yeah.
It's a very personal and interpretative approach to spirituality.
That personal interpretation must make their practices quite diverse.
Oh, definitely. Modern pagans often create eclectic paths, drawing inspiration from various traditions.
Right.
It allows for a dynamic and individualized spiritual experience.
So how do they incorporate these beliefs into their daily lives?
Well, rituals and festivals are a big part. For instance, they celebrate festivals like Samhain and Beltane, which are inspired by myths and reflect nature's cycles.
Mm-hmm.
These rituals might reenact mythological stories to symbolize transformations or cosmic principles.
That's amazing. It must create a strong connection to the earth and seasons.
Absolutely, it does. Plus,
Yeah.
they engage with myths through meditation, journaling, and artistic expression like storytelling and music.
So it's not just about rituals, but also personal reflection and creativity?
Exactly. They
Right.
explore the meanings of myths to foster spiritual growth and understanding.
That's a really holistic approach to spirituality.
It is. And in our modern secular world, this connection to nature and ancient wisdom offers a meaningful framework for many people. It grounds spirituality in something tangible and universal.
Do you think that's why paganism is appealing to more people nowadays?
I believe so. It's adaptable and resonates with ecological consciousness.
Yeah.
People are seeking ways to connect spiritually without the confines of traditional religion.
Makes sense. But how do they handle the historical aspects of these myths?
They view them symbolically rather than literally. The
Right.
focus is on the underlying truths and lessons, not factual history.
I guess that allows for a more flexible interpretation.
Exactly. It empowers individuals to find personal meaning.
Mm-hmm.
It's a spiritual path that's very much alive and evolving.
That's really powerful. But do you think there's a downside to such a personalized approach?
Well, some might argue that without a central scripture or doctrine, it can lack structure.
Yeah.
But for many pagans, that's a strength, not a weakness.
True, it allows for inclusivity and personal growth.
Exactly. It's about embracing diversity and finding one's own
Right.
path. And in a world where individuality is increasingly valued, it makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely. It's like they've turned spirituality into a personal journey rather than a prescribed set of rules.
Precisely. And
Yeah.
by grounding it in nature and mythology, they tap into something timeless and universal.
I really appreciate that approach. It feels very connected and relevant.
It does. And the emphasis on ecological awareness is particularly pertinent today.
Mm-hmm.
Respecting the earth as sacred aligns with modern environmental movements.
Definitely, it's like spirituality meeting activism.
Exactly.
Right.
It encourages a harmonious relationship with the planet, which is something we desperately need.
Couldn't agree more. So, in essence, modern paganism offers a spiritual framework that's both ancient and contemporary.
Yes, it weaves together old myths with modern values.
Yeah,
It's a living tradition that's continually adapting.
that's really inspiring. Maybe we could all learn something from that flexibility and connection to nature.
I think so.
Right.
At the very least, it invites us to reflect on our own beliefs and how we relate to the world around us.
Well said. This has been a really enlightening conversation.
I've enjoyed it too. It's always
Yeah.
great to explore different perspectives and understand the richness of human spirituality.